Unité de Habitation was designed by French architect Le Corbusier and was built in France in 1947. This building is a 19-level reinforced concrete structure that holds 337 apartments and houses up to 1,600 people. The living quarters begin on the second floor, set on large concrete piers, where the first floor is mostly an open sheltered plaza, except for the entrance to the building. The planning of Unité de Habitation, according to Le Corbusier, is rooted in the ideals of his concept of the garden city. Le Corbusier describes the status quo of the typical suburban garden city as two kinds of population: the citizens, with many good reasons for inhabitation, and the suburbanites, those who could only live to the advantage outside the city. Corb's suggested solution is a dwelling that occupies an area of 50 square yards and is built in 2 stories, which gives 100 square yards of habitable floor space. The flower garden would take up 50 square yards. For sports, there is 150 square yards, and for the kitchen and garden, another 100 square yards. So we have our 400 square yards in full use. The houses and their hanging flower gardens are organized in immense blocks with setbacks in 3 superimposed double stories. The sun and air now flow equally throughout the building. At the foot of the building, the 150 square yards allotted for recreation are placed, as well as a flat roofed area as a communal terrace with sculptured ventilation stacks and a swimming pool. Now that we have looked at the planning of the building, let's focus on the program placement. First, we have the E-type apartments highlighted in orange. Then we have the I-type apartments highlighted in pink. Now in blue, we see the central core circulation that Le Corbusier called the streets, which are placed on levels 2, 5, 10, 13, and 16. Due to the placement of the horizontal streets, you notice the wrapping effect the alternating apartments give. Apartment type E will enter their apartments on the second floor, while apartment type I will enter coming in on the first floor. Next, we look at the balconies colored in light and dark green, which allows light within the apartment complex. Highlighted in purple, Corb has placed a 24-unit hotel with a restaurant, a bar, and a variety of shops including a laundromat, bakery, butcher, salon, and pharmacy. The gray shows a flat roof that is designed as a communal terrace with sculptural ventilation stacks, a swimming pool with the children's play area, a gymnasium, nursery school, solarium, open-air theater, and running track, while on the bottom there are the concrete piers that hold the building's weight and structure. The Unité de Habitation was not only thought out aesthetically, but also intentionally. For example, the support frame into which individual prefabricated dwellings are inserted like bottles into a wine rack or a Jenga puzzle. The structure of each living unit is entirely independent of the reinforced concrete frame. Each apartment is made up of cells constructed of prefabricated panels and inserted into the frame. Thus, each apartment, entirely independent of adjacent ones, is completely sound isolated. There are many great things to be learned from examining the Unité de Habitation as a work of architecture in and of itself. More importantly, though, are Le Corbusier's theories behind the design and development of the building. The vertical garden city, the extended dwelling, are all important and relevant theories still today.